Hello, rooted family. How are you doing? You're welcome to another episode of Rooted with Blessing. Ta-da! It's always a pleasure to be able to do this with you and to always be able to come on to share, to encourage, to motivate. So you're welcome. Thank you for all your subscription, for your sharing, for your likes, for your comments, and not just the comment on the YouTube. I actually get more physical and direct comments than even on the platform. So thank you, everybody. Thank you. So today I'm going to be talking about our mind, the immigrant mindset. That's why I want to call. That's what just came to my mind. Like, I really need to share this, and I'm so excited. I'm sharing it with my rooted family. So wherever you're watching from, make sure you share it. Make sure you comment, and let's talk about how your mindset has actually helped or even not helped. How your mindset had challenged you, how your mindset had limited you. I'm going to just say a short story about myself. It's something I experienced and I'm still working on it till today, about how my mind there will be enlargement, there will be room for my mind. My mind will not be limited, my mind will not be shallow, to be able to embrace that which has been prepared for each and every one of us. I think last week I was talking about knowledge, and whereby we give an explanation of perish. Perish doesn't necessarily mean death. When it comes to the place of knowledge like this, it means that you are being limited from enjoying the fullness of life and purpose. So if your mind cannot comprehend why you're here, what you're supposed to do, if your mind is not in agreement with you, your mind can be moved by the laws, by the policies, by your environment, by what you're seeing, by other people's stories that is not encouraging, or even by other people's stories that is encouraging. Your mind can do all sorts. So I'm going to be talking today about the immigrant mindset, and I'm going to tag where we are and where you are as your promised land. So if you think you moved from one place to the other, it might even be from one state to another state, it might be from one city to another city, and from one country to another, I'm going to tag where you moved to for a higher plan or higher desire as your promised land. So let's go along, because that means if you hear promised land, I'm definitely going to be using the scenarios of the Israelites in the Bible with us who have moved. So if you are in Nigeria or any other country, that doesn't mean you are in Egypt. So it's not Egypt, but I'm just majorly focusing on the promised land and the mindset. The Israelites had a mindset that limited them, that stopped them, that caused a lot, even in their process of getting settled and rooted in the land that the Lord has promised them. So for we as well as immigrants in this season and in this time that feels like a very tough and challenging time, that you're not sure whether to turn left or right, let's talk about our mindset. I've had a lot of conversation with people, and this truly needs to be addressed. So let's jump right into it. So today, I want to speak to something I call the immigrant mindset, which is a way of thinking that can then become a stronghold if we are not careful. And to bring it to life, I want us to look at a familiar journey, which is the Israelites in the Bible, leaving Egypt on their way to the promised land. So when God delivered Israel out of Egypt, it was not just taking them out of a physical location. It was trying to take Egypt out of them. So that journey was never just about changing address, or changing location. It was majorly about transformation. But despite miracles, provision, and divine direction, many still longed to go back to Egypt. we also feel that way. I'm sure many of us have felt that way. Like you felt like, I think it's better for me to go back to Egypt. I'm not saying Nigeria is Egypt, just as an example. I think it's better for me to go back to Nigeria. Why should I be here suffering? I'm not myself. But it is actually a mindset. This mindset is not new. And today, many of us carry a modern version of it. We carry the modern version of the mindset of the Israelites. So you came to this land, which is the UK, or where you are, for a better life, for growth, for your children, for your future, for your descendants, for your generation. But the immigrant mindset holds you in a survival mode. I've been there, I've experienced it. It compares everything to what was. You're saying back in Nigeria, I did things like this. It was easier for me back home. I had a lot of properties when I was back home. I knew where I was when I was back home. A lot of things. But this is not Nigeria, and it is not Egypt either. Like I told you, is the land you promised yourself, the one you prayed for, the one you told your spouse, your kids, or your family about, the one God led you to. So it's a land that is full of promise. You yourself came here and you were excited. So why are we still thinking like, why are we allowing our minds to limit us? Don't allow your mind to limit you. So here's the truth. Mindset is everything. And a part of the scripture in Romans 12:2, Paul says that do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is good, pleasing, and perfect will. So the transformation starts in the mind. So you have migrated, but your mind did not migrate. You cannot enter the promised land with that kind of mindset. So you moved, but your mind did not move with you. So I'm going to give us 3 definitions of how our mind is being affected. So from a psychological perspective, your mindset acts like a lens. It filters how you interpret your environment, your worth, your potential, and your choices, and even your values. So, and also according to cognitive behavioral theory, your thoughts shape your emotions, which then drive your behaviors. So, and this also then shape your reality. Can you see that? Sociology shows us that immigrants often carry cultural lag, where mentally and emotionally they are still tied to old norms, even when they are physically relocated. So you have moved, but your mind did not move. You have relocated, but your mind is still in the old place. But the journey is not just physical. This is telling us that it's not just physical, it's also mental, it's spiritual, and it's also generational. So we need to take note of this. So I'm encouraging you today, let your mind explore the possibilities that are here. This is not just a different country, it is a different season for you. It is a different season in your life, a new age. It is a new responsibility, and there are opportunities, but they are different from where you are coming from. From where we are all coming from. Stop the old comparison. Don't shrink into your past when God is calling you to expand into your present. Allow yourself to experience the possibilities in this land. This is where you now grow. This is where you now call your land. So now I'm going to ask you to ask yourself these 3 questions. What has God promised me in this land? If you believe that God has told you to come, what do I believe is possible here? That's number 2. Then number 3, say, what mental shackles am I still carrying? And number 4, what does renewal of mind look like for me? I want us to do a self-reflection and check yourself. So this is definitely not about rejecting your roots, but it's about being rooted in the right mindset so you can flourish where you have now been planted. Let's break the mindset of an immigrant. Let's start living. Start living for who you are. Express your values here as well. Allow yourself to be open. Allow your mind to experience the fullness of life and purpose. I know a lot of us that are watching this. I know you are somebody in Nigeria or in Ghana or in India or in Asia before you came. You are either a lawyer or a doctor or a great filmmaker, and you got here, you're not able to even do that anymore. Don't stop. Is your mind, check your mind. How is your mind functioning in that place that you think, oh, is not where I want to be? Do you know, if you allow your mind to do the work it's supposed to do, if there is a renewal of your mind, you will be able to change that place? Because it's not about Nigeria, it's about you. It's not about United Kingdom, it's about blessing. So wherever blessing goes, there should be a change. It doesn't matter whether it's America or Canada or UK or US or Nigeria or anywhere. It should be about you. So now you are in this land. You say there are possibilities that are, I'm telling you, there are possibilities in this nation. So you are saying there are opportunities, but you are not exploring them. You are allowing your mind to limit you. You are allowing your past to pull you back from even wanting to try. So you actually think your past is the best. I really don't want this to turn to a counseling session, but that's how I have come out of my mind having a hold on me. So guys, so my rooted family, it's time to get rooted. Let's break into pieces that mindset that is holding you back, that is making you think you are not worthy or you are not adding value to where you are. No matter where you are adding value. And it's time for you to see yourself for who God has called you to be in this nation and who God has called you to really become. So let's continue to stay rooted. And I'm going to say to you, welcome to your promised land. Amen. So yeah, let's continue to stay rooted, and I'm so looking forward to you being rooted here in this nation and in any nation where God has called you to be your promised land. Thank you once again. So please continue to subscribe, continue to like, continue to comment, and I'm so looking forward to our testimonies and our stories. And please don't forget, start reaching out to me if you would like us to feature you or share your story on Rooted with Blessing. We are still going to treat this topic of the mindset. This is not the last, this is not the end. We are still going to talk about it, and I'm definitely looking forward to your story. Thank you so much, guys, and that is it on today's episode of Rooted with Blessing. Love you. Bye.